So today is Sunday, November 5th. This is the same day I did the video on winterizing my chicken coop. I'll be sure to link that below so you have that link if you're interested. We recently had a freeze. It was right before or around Halloween. It got down to probably like the upper 20s, at least on one of the nights. And so everything is pretty much done for the year. I'm going to come out here and clean out the remaining of the garden after that freeze that we just had a couple of days ago. And I have not been out here since the freeze came. I did try to do a final harvest, but yeah, I think everything's pretty much done. Oh, and after I get all of this cleared out, those are all my pepper plants. I have some sunflowers. Yeah, I'll get them all cleared out. And then I will show you what I do, because this is really the only section that I cover with a cloth during the winter time. All the rest is left exposed to everything, including weed seeds. So my next step is getting all this cleared out. And after I clean all this out, I'm going to show you how I put my beds to rest, so to speak, for the winter time, and what I use for a natural mulch. It's an excellent tool that Todd had bought me for Christmas. I had been looking at them and I've already used them a few times the last few years, and I absolutely love it. And that primarily is going to be just to help minimize the weed seeds getting down into the beds and hopefully prevent, or at least minimize, a lot of the weeds that will start popping up in the spring. So I will show you the tool I use for that. This is the amazing, I call it a tool or a machine that I use. It kind of works as a weed eater. This has this plastic, it's like a weed eater line that you attach inside of here, and which I might have to replace this because it looks like it's kind of short. I think it needs to be a little bit longer. So when you turn this on, this basically just whips around and it cuts and shreds your leaves up. We just attach a big industrial, like a commercial size trash bag in here. I think it's like per 55-gallon trash can, and that's where the leaves go. And it's pretty easy to use. I'll have to show you, but it does require electricity. You just plug it in. So when you want to start it, you just pull this out. I will demonstrate how I quickly get through these piles. Todd went around with the lawnmower yesterday to try to mulch up some of the leaves in the yard, and then he just kind of mowed in a circle to try to pile them up. So I've got like 3 or 4 piles that I need to get through. I do use this. This was one of the things he got me. You use them together to scoop up the leaves, and when I demonstrate, you will see how I use them. So be sure you wear your proper PPEs, safety glasses, gloves, things of that nature, because you are dealing with electricity and things that could cut your fingers off. So let's get started. Okay, so that took approximately 5 minutes to do that whole big pile there. I'm going to show you what these leaves look like shredded up. Unplug for safety. This is what it looks like after. Look how finely shredded that is. This is perfect for mulch. I know a lot of people sometimes use straw in their gardens, but straw unfortunately has seeds in it a lot of times, and that could pose other problems. This won't be an issue in terms of the dry leaves that you shred, and make sure the leaves are dry. We haven't had rain for a while, so they're completely dry. I imagine if they were wet, they would probably clog up the system. So all I'm going to do now is I am just going to take this bag and I'm just going to cover my beds with this mulch. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing this until I have all my beds filled. I will cover all of my beds, and then if I have any left over, I will save some in the bags, because once the brown leaves are done falling in the fall, you're not going to get them again until the following year. So, and it's good to have some of the brown in terms of composting. So I am going to continue doing this until I have all the beds covered, and we'll see how many leaves we have left. Okay, so I just moved this over to this pile now, and I want to show you how easy it is to get it ready to go for shredding. I'm using the same bag that I used before. I just put that in there like that. Then I take this component and set it right on top of there. And then I take this component and line it up, the notches. And then I'm going to snap these into place all the way around. So there's 4 different places. And then I'm going to plug it in and do the same thing all over again. So I feel like these are getting too short now, and I am going to go ahead and change it out. Just take that out. Obviously make sure that this is unplugged. Thread it through, and obviously try to get it as even as possible. Okay, so that should be good. I'm going to do the same for the other side. You can see the difference in the length. I noticed the leaves weren't mulching and getting sucked in as it should have, so I'll go ahead and do the second one. Make sure it's even. And then I'm just going to thread it through this hole. And that's it. Okay, let's see if that works better. And those I think there were extra that came with the unit, but you can also buy the extras as well. So I probably filled up at least 4 or 5 bags and placed them all on my garden. This is what's left. It's approximately maybe a half a bag. I had 4 large piles that I went through in the yard. So this is the final of me putting my beds to rest, so to speak. If you're interested in that WORX leaf mulching machine, I will go ahead and I'll link that down below, along with those, I think they call them, I don't know if they call them they're the leaf paddles, the ones to pick them up. You certainly don't need those leaf scoopers that I used, but you do get more leaves at one time. I want to thank you for sticking with me and taking the time out of your day. I appreciate you, and until next time, thank you for watching.